these examples are just basically the same as the other ones. So if you've got the idea, that's fine. But if you need some refresher on this, I'll show you again. So basically we have angle A, side B, side C. So angle A is in between side B and C, so we have side, angle, side. So I'm just going to write that down again. So side, angle, side. If I sketch this diagram, it looks like this. 12, 43 degrees, maybe something like that. Okay, and then I've got my third side here that I have to solve for. Okay, so I'm going to call that side A. Okay, because that's going to go with angle A. And again, when I use my formula, I just make sure that that side and that angle are opposite to each other. So A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared. Okay, so A squared plus B squared equals C squared there. And then I just adjust because this is not a 90-degree triangle. And since I know the angle, I can do the adjustment for that. Okay, so then I punch this all into my calculator. Okay, so I get 12 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times so I end up with a square value of 68.48. Okay, so that's my square value. So I'm going to solve for a. So the a value works out to be 8.274. So I'm going to round that to 27. So this length here is about 8.27. Okay, so I've solved for one side. I just need to solve for one angle, and then I can deduce the third angle. So I'm going to say that this is side B, and then call that side opposite B squared. Okay, so then I go B squared is equal to A squared plus, sorry, that's going to be C squared, right? So that's going to be C squared plus A squared, which I just solved for, minus 2 times C times A, cosine of angle B. Just make sure that my angle B is matching the opposite side 10. Okay, so that's angle B. Okay, so then I should actually just put in 10 here because I already know the length of B. And again, just checking here that those two show up on the opposite sides of the equation. So I can solve for B now by rearranging that equation. So cosine of angle B, when I do all that calculation, so I'll just walk you through it. So I end up with, start with 10 squared, and I take away 12 squared. I take away 8.27 squared. Okay, oops, I just made a mistake here. So 10 squared minus 12 squared minus 8.27 squared. Okay, so then I'm going to divide all that by, let's see here, it's going to be 2 times 12 times 8.27. Okay, so I end up with cosine B is equal to 0.566. Okay, so I'm going to do second cos of that. I get 55. Angle B works out to be 55.51 degrees. Okay, so there's my unknown angle B, 55.51 degrees. Angle C I get by deduction. Okay, angle C is going to be let's see here, 43. So I'm getting 81.4 81.49 degrees. So that's my angle C, 81.49 degrees. Okay, so there's my unknown side, my other two angles. I found one angle. I could use maybe sine law here, but I use cosine law to solve for that angle. And then the third angle, I can just deduce that third angle.